that the UK, they're warning Bitcoin ATM owners that they must be registered with the FCA, and in order to be put to use. And currently, the FCA has stated that not a single Bitcoin ATM has been registered, and so they're all considered illegal to use in the UK. And so, yeah, it's just kind of along the same lines of like what we're talking about. I feel like a lot of them, they're going to find ways to. They're either going to register with the FCA, or they're going to comply, or figure out some other way to get around it. But I guess this question's like a two-parter. We kind of had a discussion like this on one of our last spaces. I can't remember which one it was, but one, have you ever used a Bitcoin ATM? And two, like, I guess, what do you think about the regulations being put on it?
No, I've never used one, and I actually didn't even like understand. When I first got into Bitcoin, happily KYC'd at like 50 bajillion exchanges, thinking like, oh, I want to try them all, and I was like, kind of like and I realized like that's the most terrible thing to have ever done, is to like KYC myself at multiple exchanges, because now my data, if it, I have like 10x the chances of data getting leaked, even if I don't, I'm not holding significant amounts of Bitcoin on any exchange. So, but yeah, the ATM thing, they came to sort of into my realm of, I came to know that they existed when I joined Bitcoin Twitter, and people were talking about how they were good ways of acquiring non KYC Bitcoin in some cases. But it turns out like now a lot of them, you have to like, take a selfie, or you have to put in a phone number. You can use a burner and whatever. I think they're largely rather irrelevant. I'm sure they exist because like, there's pockets of like places where you can make some money. But it seems like it would be a thing where, you're hoping a passerby sees it and is like, oh, let me see, I'm going to buy 50 pounds of Bitcoin. And like, how many people are actually going to do that? So it feels like a vending machine business kind of thing. Like it's not going to be great. And so it'll be interesting to see if the whatever regulations that are in play, that are being put in place, or that are now being enforced, because they were obviously already in place, they just weren't being enforced and weren't being followed. If following these regulations make the operation of the existence of Bitcoin ATMs even worth it, it might be like this regulation's like, oh, it's not worth it. If we taking the ATM machines away and then going through like whatever form filling exercise and approval, it's just not worth how much money we make from the ATMs, and maybe they just won't come back in the UK. I don't know. I don't really know. But you'd imagine if you're selling Bitcoin, there's better ways to do it online rather than with a physical machine.
Yeah, for sure. I think we actually had a Dan Wedge, who I do the chips are down with. He said he used a Bitcoin ATM, and essentially they had to enter in a wallet, and they had to make sure that he downloaded a certain app, and so it was all KYC anyway. Which I thought would be kind of like a benefit, right? Like you get a private key, like you put in $50, and then it's like completely non KYC. But I guess like after he explained that, it's just kind of not the case, and it doesn't really seem feasible to me either. It's just there's so many easier ways to purchase and get Bitcoin. So I don't know why. I don't think it's going to be very widespread, and I don't think like this is a big deal for adoption as far as it goes in the UK. But it's just another instance of another country or government trying to put some regulations on it.